On this video, we are going to be drawing the graph of f of x equals square root of x plus 4. There's a couple of ways to do this. Probably the easiest way would be to use transformations, but if you ever forget how to do a graph or you forget the transformations, what's nice is you can always do an XY chart to graph any function or any graph, okay? So we're going to do an XY chart here. I'm just going to choose a few points. Now, because it's the square root of x, I want to choose points that have a perfect square, so it's easier to graph. So I know I can do the square root of 0. I know I can do the square root of 1. I know I can do the square root of 4. And I know I can do the square root of 9. So I'm going to graph those 4 points. If you wanted one more, you could also do 16. So notice I'm just choosing numbers that have a perfect square, so we don't have to deal with decimals. So when we have x equals 0, we're going to have the square root of 0 plus 4. Square root of 0 is just 0, so 0 plus 4 gives us 4. And then we'll go so on. X equals 1, square root of 1 plus 4, square root of 1 is just 1, plus 4 we get 5. If x equals 4, we'll have square root of 4 plus 4. Square root of 4 is just 2. 2 plus 4 is 6. If we have x equals 9, square root of 9 plus 4, square root of 9 is 3, 3 plus 4 is 7. We kind of seen a pattern here. So let's go ahead and graph these points. So we have one at 0, 4, we have at 1, 5, we have one at 4, 6, one at 9, 7, and I'm not going to do 16 because it's not on the graph. So our function is just going to be right like that. Now we might be wondering, well, does the graph go before this? Does it go on the other side of this? One easy way to check excuse me, is we have, if let's say we put a -1 in for that square root. Well, can we do that? -1 plus 4? No, we can't. That doesn't exist. And really, if you think about it, the domain here is anything greater than or equal to 0. 0 is the biggest or the smallest number that we'll get a square root for. If it's a negative number, we can't take the square root of it. And so this is where the graph cuts off. So anyway, that's one way. You can use an XY chart and just choose points that will give you a nice perfect square so you can get nice numbers to graph.